Most people believe that living a long, healthy life requires rare superfoods, expensive supplements, or some secret only doctors and elites know. But what if I told you the real longevity secret has been sitting on your plate all along, quietly ignored, while we chase pills and powders that promise miracles and deliver disappointment? What if the foods that help you live longer, stay stronger, think clearer, and age slower are not exotic at all, but simple, everyday foods that your body has recognized for thousands of years? This is the truth most people never hear, and once you understand it, you'll never look at food the same way again. The biggest misunderstanding in modern health is that longevity comes from doing more, when in reality it comes from returning to what the human body was designed to thrive on. When we talk about longevity, we're not talking about merely adding years to your life, but adding life to your years, keeping your muscles, your memory, your digestion, your energy, and your immune system strong well into old age. One of the core principles often emphasized by Barbara O'Neill is that the body is self healing when given the right conditions, and food is one of the most powerful conditions we control every single day. The body doesn't need to be forced into health, it needs to be supported. When you eat foods that are alive, natural, and close to their original form, your body knows exactly what to do with them. When you eat foods that are refined, stripped, and altered, your body struggles, inflames, and ages faster. Longevity is not about restriction, it's about nourishment at the deepest cellular level. Every cell in your body is constantly renewing itself, and the quality of the building materials you provide determines how well that renewal happens. If you give your cells empty calories, they build weak structures. If you give them mineral rich, enzyme rich, fiber rich foods, they build resilience. This is why cultures with the longest lifespans don't count calories or obsess over macros. They focus on food quality, simplicity, and consistency. They eat the same nourishing foods daily, not because they're boring, but because their bodies thrive on them. One of the most ignored aspects of longevity is digestion. If you can't digest your food properly, you can't absorb its nutrients, no matter how healthy it looks on paper. Many people eat healthy foods but combine them poorly, eat too fast, or eat when stressed, turning nourishment into a burden. Longevity foods are gentle on the digestive system, rich in natural fiber, and supportive of the gut microbiome. The gut is not just about digestion, it's the control center of immunity, inflammation, mood, and even brain health. When your gut is inflamed, aging accelerates. When your gut is calm and balanced, the entire body benefits. This is why daily consumption of whole plant foods plays such a critical role in long life. Fresh vegetables, especially those that grow close to the earth, provide minerals that modern diets are severely lacking. Minerals are the spark plugs of the body. Without them, vitamins cannot function properly. Leafy greens, for example, are not just healthy in a vague sense. They are loaded with magnesium, potassium, and chlorophyll, which support blood oxygenation, nerve function, and detoxification. Chlorophyll helps cleanse the blood and supports the liver, which is your primary detox organ. A clean liver means cleaner blood, and cleaner blood means healthier cells. Root vegetables provide slow burning energy that stabilizes blood sugar, one of the most important factors in longevity. Blood sugar spikes damage blood vessels, accelerate aging, and strain the pancreas. When blood sugar is stable, energy is steady, cravings decrease, and the body remains in repair mode rather than emergency mode. Another overlooked longevity powerhouse is natural fats in their unprocessed form. For decades, people were taught to fear fat, but the truth is that your brain, hormones, and cell membranes depend on healthy fats to function properly. Natural fats from whole foods support hormone balance, brain clarity, and reduce inflammation. In contrast, refined vegetable oils damage cells and promote oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of aging. Oxidative stress is like internal rusting, and antioxidants from whole foods help slow that process. Fruits, when eaten whole and not in excess, provide antioxidants that protect cells from damage. The key is balance and timing, not elimination. Eating fruit earlier in the day and in its natural form allows the body to use its sugars efficiently. Longevity is not about perfection, it's about patterns repeated daily. One of the most powerful habits of long lived people is simplicity. They don't constantly switch diets or chase trends. They eat a small variety of nourishing foods consistently. This consistency allows the body to adapt, optimize digestion, and reduce stress. Stress, both physical and emotional, is one of the fastest ways to age the body. Chronic stress floods the body with cortisol, which breaks down muscle, weakens bones, and suppresses immunity. Food can either increase stress or reduce it. Warm, cooked meals calm the nervous system, while overly processed foods stimulate and exhaust it. Eating in a relaxed state, chewing thoroughly, and honoring hunger cues are longevity practices that cost nothing but awareness. Another daily habit that supports long life is hydration, but not just any hydration. Water must be clean and ideally consumed between meals rather than drowning food during digestion. Proper hydration supports kidney function, circulation, and joint health. Dehydration is often mistaken for hunger, leading to overeating and digestive strain. As we age, the thirst signal weakens, making conscious hydration even more important. Longevity foods also support the body's natural detox pathways. The body detoxes primarily through the liver, kidneys, lungs, skin, and bowels. Fiber is essential for this process because it binds waste and helps remove it efficiently. Without enough fiber, toxins are reabsorbed, increasing inflammation and accelerating aging. This is why daily intake of vegetables, seeds, and whole plant foods is non negotiable for long term health. Seeds, in particular, are small but mighty. They contain essential fatty acids, minerals, and fiber in a compact form. When eaten regularly, they support bowel regularity, hormone balance, and cardiovascular health. Longevity is also closely tied to muscle preservation. Muscle is not just about strength or appearance. It is a metabolic organ that helps regulate blood sugar, supports joint health, and protects against falls and frailty. Adequate protein from clean, natural sources supports muscle maintenance without overburdening the kidneys. The goal is not excess, but sufficiency. Chewing food thoroughly and eating protein earlier in the day improves absorption and reduces digestive stress. Another key principle often emphasized is that the body heals best when it is not constantly digesting. This is why spacing meals and avoiding constant snacking can be beneficial. When the body gets breaks from digestion, it can focus on repair, detoxification, and immune surveillance. This doesn't mean extreme fasting, it means respecting the body's natural rhythms. Eating during daylight hours and allowing the digestive system to rest overnight supports circadian biology, which plays a major role in longevity. Sleep, of course, is inseparable from diet. Poor food choices disrupt sleep, and poor sleep accelerates aging. Magnesium rich foods, stable blood sugar, and light evening meals all support deeper, more restorative sleep. Long lived populations prioritize rest not as a luxury, but as a necessity. They understand that the body repairs itself most efficiently during sleep. Another overlooked longevity factor is inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation silently damages tissues over time. Many modern foods promote inflammation without obvious symptoms until years later. Whole foods, herbs, and spices used traditionally help calm inflammation naturally. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, and leafy greens all support the body's inflammatory balance when used regularly. Longevity is not achieved through occasional detoxes or short-term diets. It is built through daily choices that reduce burden on the body. Emotional health also plays a role. Gratitude, social connection, and a sense of purpose are common traits among those who live long lives. Food is often a communal experience in long lived cultures, not a rushed, isolated task. Eating with appreciation improves digestion and satisfaction, reducing the urge to overeat. The nervous system responds to the environment in which you eat as much as to the food itself. When meals are calm and enjoyable, the body shifts into a parasympathetic state, enhancing nutrient absorption and repair. The idea that longevity requires suffering is a myth. In reality, it requires alignment with how the body was designed to function. Simple, whole foods eaten daily in appropriate amounts with gratitude and consistency create a foundation for long life. When you stop fighting your body and start supporting it, health becomes the natural outcome, not a constant battle. When we look closely at what truly supports longevity, one of the biggest revelations is that the body ages faster when it is constantly inflamed, overloaded, and undernourished at the same time. And this paradox is extremely common in modern society. People are eating more than ever, yet their cells are starving for real nutrition. This is why daily intake of whole, unprocessed foods matters far more than occasional, healthy meals. The body doesn't reset overnight, it responds to patterns. Eating living foods every day sends a consistent signal to your cells that it's safe to repair, regenerate, and strengthen. One of the simplest but most ignored daily practices is starting the day with foods that support blood sugar stability rather than shock it. When the first meal of the day is overly sweet, refined, or processed, it creates a roller coaster effect that stresses the adrenal glands and accelerates aging. Stable blood sugar protects the blood vessels, the brain, and the eyes, all of which are vulnerable as we age. Foods rich in fiber, natural fats, and minerals slow digestion and provide steady energy instead of spikes and crashes. This steady energy reduces cravings, improves focus, and lowers stress hormones. Another critical factor in longevity is mineral balance. Modern soils are depleted, and processed foods contain almost no minerals. Yet minerals are essential for enzyme activity, nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and bone strength. Calcium alone does not build strong bones. It must be balanced with magnesium, vitamin K, and trace minerals. Whole plant foods naturally provide this balance in a form the body recognizes. When people rely on supplements instead of food, they often miss this synergy. Longevity foods work together, not in isolation. This is why traditional diets focused on variety within simplicity, not precision or numbers. Fermented foods also play a powerful role in long life by supporting gut bacteria diversity. A healthy gut microbiome produces vitamins, supports immunity, and communicates directly with the brain. When gut bacteria are balanced, inflammation decreases and nutrient absorption improves. This connection between the gut and the brain explains why digestion and mood are so closely linked. Chronic digestive discomfort is not normal aging. It is a sign that the gut environment needs support. Gentle, natural foods help restore this balance over time. Another overlooked daily habit is chewing. It sounds too simple to matter, yet it directly affects digestion and nutrient absorption. When food is poorly chewed, the stomach and intestines are forced to work harder, leading to bloating, reflux, and fatigue. Proper chewing signals the digestive system to release enzymes and stomach acid at the right time. Longevity is supported by efficiency, not force. The less strain you put on your digestive system, the more energy the body has for repair. As we age, this becomes even more important because digestive enzyme production naturally declines. Eating slowly and mindfully compensates for this decline naturally. Protein quality also matters greatly for longevity. Excessive protein, especially from heavily processed sources, can burden the kidneys and increase inflammation. However, insufficient protein leads to muscle loss, weakness, and frailty. The balance lies in consuming clean, natural protein sources in moderate amounts, paired with fiber rich foods to aid digestion. Muscle preservation is one of the strongest predictors of longevity because muscle protects mobility, independence, and metabolic health. Losing muscle is not inevitable, it is often the result of inadequate nutrition and inactivity. Longevity foods support muscle indirectly by reducing inflammation and improving nutrient delivery to tissues. Healthy fats are equally important because they form the structure of every cell membrane. Without adequate healthy fats, cells become rigid and vulnerable to damage. This affects everything from brain function to hormone production. Hormonal balance is essential for long life, influencing sleep, mood, metabolism, and immune function. Natural fats from whole foods support this balance, while refined oils disrupt it. Another daily habit that contributes to longevity is exposure to natural rhythms. Eating in alignment with daylight supports digestion and metabolism. Late night eating confuses the body's internal clock, leading to poor sleep and impaired repair. Long lived populations tend to eat their largest meals earlier in the day and keep evenings light. This allows the body to focus on detoxification and regeneration overnight. The liver, in particular, performs much of its work during sleep, and heavy meals late at night interfere with this process. Supporting the liver through diet is one of the most powerful longevity strategies. Bitter foods, leafy greens, and adequate hydration all help the liver process toxins efficiently. When the liver is overwhelmed, toxins accumulate, contributing to inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and fatigue. Another key longevity factor is oxygenation. Proper circulation ensures that nutrients reach cells and waste products are removed. Iron-rich plant foods, combined with vitamin C sources, support healthy blood without the risks associated with excess iron from supplements. Movement also plays a role here. Longevity foods work best when paired with regular, gentle movement that encourages circulation and lymphatic flow. The lymphatic system has no pump of its own and relies on movement to clear waste. This is why sedentary lifestyles accelerate aging even when diet is relatively good. However, extreme exercise without adequate recovery can also increase oxidative stress. Longevity is supported by balance, not extremes. Gentle, consistent activity combined with nourishing food keeps the body resilient. Another often ignored aspect of diet and longevity is emotional eating. Food eaten under stress is not digested the same way as food eaten in a calm state. Stress diverts blood away from digestion and toward muscles, preparing the body for danger rather than nourishment. This is why chronic stress leads to digestive issues and nutrient deficiencies. Creating a calm eating environment is a simple but powerful longevity practice. Turning off screens, sitting down, and focusing on the meal signals safety to the nervous system. This allows the body to extract maximum nutrition from food. Longevity is deeply connected to nervous system regulation. The foods you eat can either stimulate or soothe this system. Warm, simple meals tend to calm, while highly processed foods overstimulate. As people age, tolerance for overstimulation decreases, making calming foods even more important. Another key principle is avoidance of foods that silently accelerate aging. Highly refined sugars damage collagen, stiffen blood vessels, and impair immune function. Artificial additives burden detox pathways and disrupt gut bacteria. These effects accumulate over time, even when symptoms are mild or absent. Longevity is often lost slowly and regained slowly. This is why daily choices matter more than occasional indulgences. The goal is not deprivation, but awareness. When nourishing foods form the foundation of the diet, occasional treats do far less harm. Hydration quality also matters. Clean water supports every cellular process, yet many people are chronically dehydrated without realizing it. Proper hydration supports joint lubrication, skin elasticity, kidney function, and detoxification. Drinking water between meals rather than with large amounts of food supports digestion by preventing dilution of stomach acid. As we age, maintaining hydration becomes more challenging but also more critical. Longevity foods often contain natural water content, supporting hydration at a cellular level. Fruits and vegetables provide structured water that is more easily utilized by the body. Another powerful longevity practice is gratitude for food. This may sound intangible, but it has measurable effects on digestion and stress reduction. Gratitude shifts the nervous system into a state of relaxation, enhancing nutrient absorption. Long-lived cultures often bless or acknowledge food before eating, reinforcing this connection. Food is not just fuel, it is information for the body. Every bite sends signals that influence gene expression, inflammation, and repair. This concept, known as epigenetics, explains why lifestyle choices can turn genes on or off. Longevity is not solely determined by genetics. It is heavily influenced by daily habits. When nourishing foods are consumed consistently, the body expresses genes associated with repair and resilience rather than disease. Aging, then, becomes a slower, gentler process rather than a rapid decline. The idea that aging must involve pain, weakness, and dependence is a cultural belief, not a biological necessity. The body is remarkably capable of maintaining function when supported properly. This support does not come from extremes, trends, or shortcuts, but from simple, repeatable actions practiced daily. Eating real food, staying hydrated, moving gently, sleeping well, and managing stress form the foundation of long life. These are not secrets hidden from the public. They are truths often ignored because they lack novelty. Yet it is precisely their simplicity that makes them so powerful.